Hello everyone, myself Dr. Manjula SV, Assistant Professor of Sociology, Government First Grade College, Varthur, Bangalore North University. Today I am discussing the non-core paper titled Culture, Diversity and Society for 3rd and 5th semester students who are studying in BSc, BCom and BBA. Unit 2, Family, Caste, Village and Women in India, session number 14, and the topic is Family. The objectives of this session is to know the concept of family as a primary institution, to know the meaning and definitions of family, to know the characteristics of family, and to know the functions of family. Family as a basic institution of Indian society. Man's social life begins with the family. It is the first social environment to which a child is exposed. Family occupies the central position in the social system. The social system is virtually built in family units. This holds true in all the cases of all the societies, including the Indian society also. As we know that family is a basic social institution in the Indian society, it is the most important primary group and inevitable part of the human society. It is built around the needs of human beings to regularize sexual behavior and protect and nurture the young ones. It is associated with emotional issues such as love, marriage, home, and childbearing. It is the family that gives identity, status, and very name to every individual. Here we can see that family is a basic institution. An individual, after taking his birth, family is the first institution where it takes care of every child. It guides the child, it gives love, it takes care of each and every aspect of the growth of the child. So, family is a basic social institution where the people share all kind of emotional feelings. Now let us look into meaning and definitions of family. The word family is derived from the Latin word famulus, which means a servant. In Roman law, the word denoted a group of producers and slaves and other servants as well as members connected by common descent or marriage. Thus, originally, family consisted of a man and a woman with a child or children and servants. Here, the word descent refers to the origin or a background of a person in terms of family or nationality. Here, it is clear that the word family is derived from the Latin word. It has its origin from Latin word which is called as famulus. Here, famulus means servant. As per the Roman law, it not only included the family members, it also included the servants, the slaves or the producers who were connected with the family. Now let us look into the definitions of family. According to Burgess and Locke, family is a group of persons united by the ties of marriage, blood, adoption, consulting a single household, interacting and intercommunicating with each other in their respective social roles as husband, wife, father, son, daughter, brother, and sister, creating a common culture. According to Burgess and Locke, here we can understand that the different peoples are united, are bonded together. The criteria for bondage here is the marriage. Due to marriage, the people unite together. Due to the blood relations, the people unite together. And sometimes we can look into the adoption also, where we find a single household interacting and communicating with each other for their respective roles, as each individual plays a different roles based on their status. Their status may be as a husband, wife, father, son, daughter, brother, sister, and etc. And Sumner and Keller defines family as a miniature social organization including at least two generations and is characteristically formed upon and blood-borne. Here it is clear that it is a social organization because it acts as a primary institution. Here it includes at least two generations. That is, it might be father and parents, father, mother and their children. Father, mother becomes a primary generation and the next is followed by the children. Here it is clearly formed that the two generations of people living together, they are born by the blood relation. So, family is a miniature of social organization. Next definition, according to M.F. Nimkov, family is a more or less durable association of husband and wife with or without child, or of a man or a woman alone with children. Here Nimkov addresses that family is more or less durable association. Here once the family is bonded, it is almost durable one until and unless anyone is missing or anyone is lost. Also, they can be a man or a woman alone with their children. This also constitutes a family. According to McIver, family is a group defined by a sex relationship sufficiently precise and enduring to provide for the procreation and upbringing of children. This definition makes clear that it is a blood relation based on the sex relationship which has a enduring durability where the procreation process takes place and the upbringing, taking care of a children in the family takes place. Next definition, Eliot and Merrill defines family as the biological social unit composed of husband, wife and children. Here Eliot and Merrill make sure that it is a biological social unit because here we can find the human beings due to the blood relationship, due to the sexual relationship, the family extends and that family includes or it is composed of husband, wife and children. According to Green, family is the institutionalized social group charged with duty of population replacement. Here Green is of the opinion that it is an institutionalized social group because an institution is an organization founded for a particular reason with certain laws, rules and regulations, and this institutional social group this institutional social groups monitors the younger ones to keep up the laws, customs, rules and regulations in the society. And here Green mentions that it is a social group charged with duty of population replacement. Here one after the other, if any person dies and there is no end for that family and it is replaced by other population, there the continuity of generation takes place in the family. Now let us look into the characteristics of the family. What are the characteristics of the family in common and in general? The characteristics of the family are, here we can see that McIver and Page in the book Society have mentioned the general characteristics of the family. First characteristics, a mating relationship or the selection of mates. Here parents and the family members takes initiative in selecting suitable life partners for their children, or the choice may be given to the individuals to take decision. Here either male or a female can select their mates due to the orders of the parents, or individually the children can have the freedom to take a decision in the selection of the mates. This is also a characteristics of the family. Next, we can see that it is a form of marriage. Mating relationship is established through the institution of marriage. It is the marriage which provides the stamp of approval for this mating relationship. Until and unless a person is married, he does not get the approval to have a sexual relationship. Marriage is an institutional arrangement made by the society according to which the individual establish marital relationships among themselves. So marriage may be monogamous or polygamous. Here, to establish a marriage, to establish a family, marriage is very much needed one. Next one, we can see that a system of nomenclature. Every family is known by a distinct special name and has its own system of reckoning descent. Here, descent refers to the social recognition of the biological relationship between individuals. Here we can see that descent is nothing but a social recognition of the biological relationship. That is, descent is traced to the male line or a female line. Here, if we trace the line from male member, then we can call it as a patrilineal descent, where we can see that male is the head of the family, whereas descent traced through female member or female line is called as matrilineal descent, where we can see that women is the head of the family. Next one, we can see that common residence. A family requires a dwelling place without which the task of childbearing and child rearing cannot be adequately performed. Family is required for dwelling, the growth of the family. The growth of the family takes place by the sexual relationship of the husband and wife, and here childbearing and child rearing takes place inside the family. Next, we can see that economic needs. Every family has certain economic needs, and family provides for the satisfaction of economic needs of its members. Here, family is a protector, it is a caregiver, it is a responsible one, where it fulfills all the needs of each individual. In the same way, it fulfills the economic needs of each and every individual and its members. Next one, universality. As family is the most permanent and pervasive social institution, it is found in almost all the societies, both large and small, primitive and civilized society, ancient and modern society. No culture or society seems to have existed without some form of family organization. Each and every societies had their own families in different forms. Next point is emotional basis. Family is based on the bondage of emotions and sentiments. It is based on our impulses of mating, procreation, and parental care. It is built upon sentiments of love, affection, sympathy, cooperation, and friendship. Next point, permanence. Family is a permanent institution. One family gives rise to several others. A family is never dissolved. It is a continuation process and the members are replaced by one another. So, we can see the permanence of the family. Now, let us look into the functions of family. What are the functions? What are the responsibilities of the family? The family, being at the root of the society, performs basic functions. It is the basis of culture. Man's culture would completely disappear without the familiar concepts of father, mother, brother, and sister who are derived from family. Family as a social institution performs several functions. There are various opinions regarding the functions of the family. McIver has given an exhaustive list of functions of family. He divides the functions of family into two main categories. One is essential or primary functions and the another one is non-essential or secondary functions. When we look into the essential functions, here we have satisfaction of sex need. Satisfaction of sex instinct beings the desire of lifelong partnership among male and female. Sexual satisfaction is the main aim of the family. If the sex instinct is suppressed, it may lead to maladjustment and disrupt social relationship. The ancient Indian lawgiver Manu and Vatsyayana regarded sexual satisfaction as the aim of family. It is one of the most important and the primary function of the family. Secondly, we can take up reproduction and rearing of children. Reproduction is the outcome of sexual satisfaction. The process of reproduction is institutionalized in the family. So, family assumes regularity and stability that all societies recognize as desirable. Family is an institution that cannot be replaced by any other. When it comes to childbearing, family held the responsibility of rearing and caring of the children. Next, provision of home. Family provides the home for its members. Home in the sense shelter for its members, for each and every individual. The desire for home is strongly felt in men and women. The home is the physical basis of the family. It is a place of abode which provides physical and emotional protection to its members. Cultural transmission and socialization. Here we can see that it is through family the ideas and ideologies, folkways and modes, custom, traditions, beliefs, values are transmitted from one generation to another. The family is also an agent of socialization. As we know that socialization is a process of learning where the child internalizes, where the child learns the norms, means rules and regulations, laws in the family. The family is a mechanism which brings discipline in child and shapes the personality of the child. Next, status ascribing function. Family is the source of ascribed status. Here, ascribed status is nothing but after the birth of a child, by birth, the child gets the status as a member of that family. Family is the source of ascribed status where an individual gets his status through birth. The people recognizes an individual in society by his name. These names are given by the family. Hence, it is the source of a societal identification. Through the family name, the person's status is identified. Next, affectional function. Family fulfills the man's both physical and mental needs. Family is an institution which provides the mental or the emotional satisfaction and security to its individual members. Family provides the most intimate and the dearest relationship for its members. Here we can see the experiences of love, sympathy, emotions, affection between the parents and the siblings. These are the essential or primary functions. Now we can see the non-essential or secondary function. Here we can see that economic function. The family was the unit of production and consumption. It is through family human being fulfills his economic needs. Family members help in the economic adjustment of the family. The division of labor among the male and female members is evident in the family. Property as an important economic institution which is protected and maintained by the family. Next one, religious function. The family is the center for the religious training of the children. It is through family the children learns the religious practices, values, morals, beliefs, traditions from their parents and the elders. The family meets the spiritual needs of its members. It is through family the religious inheritance is passed from one generation to another generation or the next generation. Next, we can see that educational function. The family is an important agency of education. The traditional family served as the primary institution in imparting education, where home was considered as the first school and mother was considered as the first teacher. In spite of great changes in modern society, the family still gives the child basic training in teaching social attitudes and habits, which is essential for participation in social life. Next, recreational function. The family provides a recreation for its members. It brought the entire family members together during festivals where they used to enjoy by singing, dancing, playing indoor games. But in modern times, recreation has become mostly commercialized and it is organized outside the family. Now, social function. Family also provides the social function where it imparts the knowledge of social customs and modes to the coming generation. It exercises social control over its members, which helps in the maintenance of an ordered society. Family is an important agency of social control. It is the custodian, it is the protector of the culture and serves as the natural and convenient channel of social continuity. So, in this session, we have discussed about the meaning of family, definitions of family, characteristics of family, functions of family. In the functions, we have discussed about the essential and non-essential or primary and secondary functions of the family, and these are the references. Thank you one and all.